Oh, how you doing? It's been a couple days. Let me fill you in on what's going on. Man, my emotions up and down. Well, you know the patrol was missing. I had a hard decision to make. A dad, a father, or a group leader. Wow, I was torn. I didn't know what to do. Well, luckily the group came back about 3.5 hours as I was packing my gear. I had to make a decision. My son or the group. Well, I don't really want to tell you what I decided. But they came back. That was good. Real good. My wife was about ready to kill me. She said, you should not let your son go out. Son's 16 years old. He's definitely part of the defense. I've trained him since he was a baby. Outdoor stuff, hunting, fishing. Poured everything into him because I knew one day I won't be here. And it might just be him taking care of the family. So I poured everything into him. That kid's ready for Ranger School right now. Ranger School. There'll probably never be another Ranger School. Nothing. Well, it's supposed to be a happy time right now because my son's back. Things are looking a little bit better for our group. This is what happened. The patrol went down to the river. While they were there, right before they were going to turn around, they saw a lone man walking very slowly. They were like, a lone man. He had definitely had no weapon with him. He was in rags. I mean, literally, rags. His shoes, they said, were tied with rags to hold him on his feet. They didn't know what to do, so they followed him for about a mile. Just by doing that extra mile, they went out of radio range. That's why I couldn't raise him. What happened was, he turned into a house, went down a little alley behind the road there, and broke into his own house. It was like, what's that guy breaking into the house? They thought maybe he just needed some shelter for the night. So they went a little closer. They didn't recognize the man. Luckily, they went up to him. They were going to confront him, see if he needed some help. It was Mr. Peterson. We wrote Mr. Peterson off. That man was in Charleston, South Carolina on a business trip when this all fell apart. We thought for sure he was dead. They didn't recognize him because he's always been a big man. I think probably 240, 250. And when they saw him, he was probably 175. So he'd lost a lot of weight. That's why they didn't recognize him at first. So they immediately, after he said who they were, they recognized him. And they immediately went trying to help him out. They got some water from the creek, got some wood, fired up the stove, heated some water up. This man hadn't had a good bath for probably, 71 days, something like that. Yeah, the days, I'm losing track of the days. If we didn't keep a calendar, I'd lose track. Well, they helped him out. They had a couple MREs with them, so they gave him. And then he started talking. They lost total track of time. We haven't gotten any real outside information other than what's going within 5 miles. We don't know what's going on. We get a little bit here on the shortwave, but sometimes I think it's maybe false information. I don't know. So for those 2.5, 3 hours, they were just mesmerized by what he was saying, the stories he was saying. When they got back here, they told me some, and I immediately told them, consider this, everything he said is classified. We can't release this information. I mean, we're going to have to release it slowly under controlled environments because I don't think people can handle it. Just one thing he said, when he got to Columbia, South Carolina, there was open cannibalism. People are not eating. He said that shook him up. He said at one time that he thought for sure people were hunting him down just to eat him. I mean, this is America. We don't do things like that. I mean, if you're hungry, there's McDonald's. Well, there was McDonald's. So he eventually got home. The guys, they couldn't leave. Luckily, they came back here because I would have killed them. I mean, I was ready to kill them. I was ready to go looking for them. So right now, what I'm doing is Mr. Peterson's going to come in tomorrow. He's going to get a good night's rest and just get back to where he's human again because he's had it rough. and he's gonna brief us. I know what the team told me, but we got to get it from him. We got to get some good information. We don't know what's going on. I wish we would have bought a ham or something, but we just kept putting that ham off. Now I wish I'd have gotten a ham so I could talk to people. Well, he's going to come in and he's going to brief us. But what they told me, it ain't good out there. You know what? I thought we had it bad. Man, do we have it good. Shoot. We have it really well compared to what those people out there have it. Well, what you did was you caught me going through the records. This is what we do. When we send a patrol out, we take a lot of things. I mean, we whatever's out there we can take, we take. We salvage it. Some people might call us looting. But we don't take, if somebody's there and they have it, it's their property. But there's a lot of stuff still out there that's good. Most of the food, the ammo, the guns, that stuff is gone, but there's still stuff out there. There's underwear, there's socks, there's stuff that we're getting because we're never going to be able to make that stuff. So what I'm doing here is I'm going through the books. Every time we go to a house and we take stuff, we document it. And we come back and put it in our book. Right here, you can see. Can you see that? That's our legal book. This is what we call our legal book. When we get a birth, we get a death. Like right here. About 3 weeks ago, someone bought a house, and we don't even know how much acres because they just stepped it off, and they put some big stones in the corner of the property, and they bought a house. What did they buy it for? 4 cows, a shotgun, some ammo, and some miscellaneous stuff. Crazy. Right here, there's a death. But everything's in here, legal, because we got to document everything. This is what we take from this house and this store. We've taken things. Some things we take we don't need right now, but I know we're going to need them. Because there's people out there just burning stuff down. They're not thinking long term. So we're trying to get everything we can. We took some stuff from Mr. Peterson's house. I am glad we wrote it down. Because we immediately told him, hey, we owe you. You've come back to claim your property that is legally yours. What do we get from him? I'm writing it down here because we're going to try to find it. Some of the stuff we ate, but we're going to repay. I know we took a 30-06 from him, a Remington, and 42 rounds of ammo, some shoes, size 12, blankets, axe, all kinds of little stuff. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give this list to our logistical coordinator, and she's going to go ahead and pull the stuff that we have that we know is his. And then we're going to pull some extra stuff to make up for it. Because we're not thieves. We're trying to make it out here. And we don't want anybody to say, hey, you're a bunch of thieves. Because we're not. We're trying to survive, and we're trying to help us. And we're also helping people. Because just the other day, some people came through, didn't have shoes. We went to our closet, found some shoes that would fit them, gave it to them. They were on their way. So we're doing this because when he's going to come in tomorrow, and he's going to give us a full rundown of what he saw. And I'm actually looking forward to it. This is the first real information from outside this area. So it's going to be eye-opening for sure. Man. So I was at a low, and now I'm at a high. I'm going to get some info. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I probably won't sleep much tonight. But I better. Well, I better get to bed.